Hi, everyone. A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I hope you all are sound and safe. It's so nice to have you all here with us for yet another exciting session. But this one is going to be different one because we are not going to learn something today, but we are going to resolve all your doubts that you are facing regarding the training or creating your own projects. So feel free to drop down your doubts in the live chat box, or you can also join in the Zoom meeting as well. The links are shared in the WhatsApp group. So kindly drop your doubts. I will also be going through some of the basic steps. Since this training is an intermediate level training, we didn't start off with the basics. But I'm just going to give you a quick gist of the same, but with like what exactly the Excel environment looks like, or like a quick thorough introduction to each and everything, or the quick introduction to the interface and what are the exciting things that you want to check out while you're preparing your projects. So I will be quickly going through that as well, while we will be taking some of your doubts coming in live as well. Hi Adam, hi Nikita, hi Shivani. Hi, I hope you all are good. So do share, keep on sharing your creations on WhatsApp group or Telegram group. Post it on YouTube following the YouTube guidelines, which was shared in the WhatsApp group as well. I will highlight that too. So make sure that you are, keep posting, keep sharing what exactly you are creating after the session, so that it also motivates us as well to keep on, having or organizing these training programs for you all. All right, so this is one of the doubt sessions in which we will be resolving all your doubts regarding the activities or regarding the PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. So if you're facing any of the issues, if you're facing any doubts that you really want to get resolved, we just are here. The entire team is here to help you out, and we will be more than happy to have you get your doubts resolved. Just before that, I am going to present a screen at which you will be able to see a scanner. So there will be a QR code scanner. Just scan it and make sure that you fill those questions, because we want to know where you are getting stuck, or we just want to get some nice live feedback from your end. So I request all of you to kindly scan this QR code that is there in front of your screen. So I request you all to scan this QR code that is there in front of your screen, and I will be changing the questions as well. So please scan it. I hope it is visible to you on the YouTube. So I request you all to kindly scan it. So we have one of the joinees join us live. Hi, Miss Asha. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
All right. So I request you all to please scan this QR code. If you have, I'm just changing the question. So the question will be right there in front of your screen. If you scan the QR code, the question will be there in front of your screen. I'll present it as well. So this is the first question where we want to know, how would you describe the pace of the training so far? So we want to know if the sessions that I have been taking, are they a little too fast pace, or they are a little too slow, or just the right pace. So kindly take out some time to answer this question. I'll also show the QR code over here as well. So if you haven't scanned the QR code, kindly do so. So this is a QR code right over here for you all. A bit fast. All right. We got one response as of now. Just right. All right. We're waiting for more response. Everybody. The ones who are joining us live on the Zoom, I request you all to please drop down your queries. And the ones who are connected with us on the YouTube live also, kindly drop down all your questions or doubts that you want to get resolved in today's doubt session. So if you haven't, do scan the QR code. I'll also share the link as well. Just a second. Here's the link to the Q&A that we are doing live. I've shared it in the chat box, so make sure you click on the link. If not, scan the QR code right there in front of your screen and kindly answer this particular question. Now, since we are going to wait more and we're going to come back to this particular slide. But before that, let's jump right into PictoBlox. So I'm going to share my PictoBlox screen and start with just a basic gist or revisiting the introduction part or revisiting the sessions that we had earlier or that we organized earlier, right? So let's type in, this is basics and default project and create new project. All right, so I'm going to give you a quick introduction of the same and a quick interface tour as well. All right, so this is what the interface of 3D and XR Studio looks like. Yet, of course, we had two sessions, and there are few new joinees or new educators who tune in for this particular boot of this particular teacher training program. Therefore, I'm just going to give a quick introduction of the interface and then we will move ahead. So this is what the interface looks like. I will be annotating on my screen as well so that it's visible to you all. At the top right over here, we have all the libraries. We have the 3D object, 3D geometry library by which you can add shapes like box, slender, cone, circles, and other shapes as well, like sphere and other shapes as well. So the difference between circle and sphere is kindly very well visible. Sphere is like complete 360-degree circle, but 360 like a sphere, like a ball, but the circle one is just like a 2D image. So this is what the 3D geometry library looks like. So here you can access all the shapes. Then we have right over here next to the 3D geometry library, we have the 3D object library, in which we have three options by which you can place or add in objects to your 3D environment that you're going to create. So we have the stock one, which is already pre-downloaded in the library. So you can just drag and drop these wherever you feel like you need to add these particular characters or these particular objects. So we have a bunch of objects available. We have characters, we have special characters like water, fire, sprite flames, smoke, then corky, four-wheel, three-wheel, two-wheel. So these are like special objects that are added. Then we have animals, buildings, transport, furniture, nature, food, and more. So there is more, stock library, which is stocked up for all of you to, just make your environment more creative and interactive. Then on the other hand, we have this others option as well, by which you can go to Google one, the Google Poly, which is another 3D library, which is online. So you need to have a Wi-Fi connection for the same. So what you do is whenever you want to search for an object which is not available in stock somehow, then you can search in others and search for that particular object and just add it right in your environment. So you can do that as well, just like I added shoes. Same way, there is Sketchfab right over here. So if you're accessing the Sketchfab library, the online one, you need to sign in with your Sketchfab credentials over here. So I've already signed in my Sketchfab. So therefore it is visible. The entire library is visible to me right over here. So I can add whichever object I want to, either by searching or by going through the library. So it's up to you. You can choose any of the 3D object library, the stock, Google Poly, or Sketchfab to add your 3D objects. Next to the 3D object library, we have the environment library by which you will be able to add environment. So basically, let me just zoom out. So we have morning, so by which you can see a morning nice environment has been added with a nice morning sunrise right over here. Then we have day sky. So let me just delete the morning sky, just a second. Then we have day sky, which looks like this. And there is sun right on the top. So this is what the day sky looks like. Same way we have night sky as well. Let me just delete the day sky. Then we have night sky. Rain is also there. So let's say if I want to do or want to have rain in day sky with clouds, I can do that as well. So you can see it's pouring, right? So I hope this is visible. So day sky looks a little too bright. You can change its color. Right over, sorry. So you can change its color as well if you wanna. And then you also have other options too. All right. With that, this is what the environment library looks like. I'm just gonna remove all of them. Just give me a second. All right, so that I have clear ground. Okay, since I removed the day, my entire ground is very, very low in light. So for that, we have the lights library over here by which we can add different types of light. And we can, of course, increase its intensity. So we can increase its intensity either by the navigation keys, that means the up arrow, or directly using our number keys. So you can see the intensity is increased and the objects added on the ground looks very, very bright. So yeah, I'm just gonna decrease it. I just wanted to show it to you. Okay, then we have in the lights library, we also have directional lights. So let's say if you're creating a very nice realistic 3D environment in which you add sun or in which you add day sky, but what you want is it to reflect that there is a sun. So what you can do is for that, you can add directional light so that let's say if the sun is coming up from this side, which is right from my right hand side. So then the shadow will be falling towards the left. So that is something that you can do as well. If you want to have an ambient light throughout your environment, you can do that as well. The point to point light is something that I showed to you in the yesterday session as well, but I will show it to you right now too. Let me just make it one as well so that I can show you the point to point light. So it's basically adding a light at a particular point. So what you can do is you can change its color as well. So you can just go over here, tap on it and change its color to whichever color you want to use. So I'm going to go with a little green. There we go. So this is how this particular works, right? So you have a spot point light over here. Then we have a spotlight as well that you can add. So let's say I want a spotlight on the shoes right over here. I can do that as well. Very simple, very easy. And there you go. Its intensity needs to be increased. So there you go. You can see it's right over here, right? So this is what the spotlights look like. You can increase it as well. So yeah, This is what the spotlights look like. You can make it go up a little more, then increase its intensity again. That's it. Simple. That is your spotlight. So the this is what is there in the Lives library. Then we have the camera library. So a lot of you were asking, Vivek, from where you got the AR camera. So the AR camera is there by default. It will be there in the layers section only. Right over here, it's there. But let's say if you delete it by mistake, that's not a problem. You can go in the camera library and grab a perspective camera, which works perfectly fine like an AR camera only. Just the name is changed. Okay. Then we have the library in which we have all the songs, which we tagged as multimedia library, in which you have sound and as well as videos. So you can use your web camera also to place a video over here, or you can also use a video from like a YouTube video or a movie as well. So if there is a video which is already there stored in your device or your laptop or your desktop, you can watch that too. So that's up to you which particular video or sound you want to add in. You can do that as well. Don't worry, we will be talking more about sounds and also having hands-on in the upcoming sessions. All right. Then next to it, we have materials library. So that is something that we have been using materials. We use materials in the Rube Goldberg machine that we created for the structural reinforcement that we did. Same way, we can use different types of materials that are there in the material library or the local library as well. And assets too. Assets is basically what you upload as in material. So let's say if there is a material which is not there in stock, which I believe would not be possible. But if there is a material which you want to add from your own library or which you downloaded from a 3D source, you can do that too. Right. Then we have the AR library in which we have face tracker, marker tracker, cube tracker, hand tracker. In the upcoming sessions or the upcoming training programs, we will be using these AR libraries a bit more so that we can have a quick, good hands-on on the same as well. Because of course, we can't cover all in one particular training program, right? Therefore, we had basic level, then this time we are having intermediate, and the next following coming months, we will be having the advanced training too. So that's not a problem. Okay. So we'll cover this particular one in the upcoming training. So this is what the libraries look like. I'm going to go back on YouTube and just check out if there are any questions by you guys. All right, I think that's all clear. So let me know if you have any questions. I will be more than happy to assist you. Okay, now over here we have normal buttons, which is undo and redo, which we all know. Then we have this play button. This play button is used to play animations or physics that is being added. It's basically, I would say it's more like of a preview play because by this I can play any animation or any physics that I've added in this particular environment of mine. I can play that and I can check out how exactly it looks like. And then I can go to the code mode and code for that particular animation or physics to be played at a specific time. So this is what the play looks like. Let me also show it to you. So once you go over here, so you can see you can add animations and more. That's it for this one. And then we have the AR camera view, which is right over here. As you can see, it is visible and you can check it out. This is what the AR camera inputs, or basically this is what the AR camera looks like. So once you move it along the entire ground over here, you can check out if you place it at a different position, if you rotate it, then how it will affect the AR camera preview over here. All right. So that is what the above panel looks like. Now to left to it, we have the panel over here. So this is another set of tools which are quite important and quite useful as well once you are working with them. So we have this particular line tool by which you will be able to sketch a new object for yourself. So let's say if I want to create an object like this, so I can do that as well. But now this object is completely like not at all uplifted. There is no depth to this particular object. So what I can do is I can use this particular option, which is extrude the sketch. And by this, I will be able to extrude it to a particular depth. I can add bevels. I can add thickness to the same, steps to the same. So I can do whichever part I want to check out in this particular case. And then just click on yes once you're done. And there you go. So you can see it's it's like this. It's like a Wix. If you have eaten, yeah. So this is it looks like a toffee to me. So same way you can extrude any type of objects that you create using the sketch tool, which is right next to it or left to it. Then we have this particular option, which is create a path. So if you want to create a path of an animation, you can do that as well. So I want to create a path which goes like this. I can do that as well. And then this is what the path looks like, right? So if I want to add any animation towards this path, I can do that as well. All right, then same way we have this particular one, which is for the Boolean operation. What the Boolean operation means, union, subtract, and intersect. So basically connecting them, subtracting one object from another, and intersecting two objects. So that is something that the Boolean operation does. So let me give you a quick example of the same. So let's say I have this cylinder right over here. Let me just quickly resize it, snap it to the ground, then add a sphere. I already have a sphere. Let's just move it right over here and on the top. So let's say if I want this particular sphere that I have added, I want this sphere to be, you know, subtracted from my, okay, let me make it like this. So what if I want this sphere to be subtracted from the cylinder? So what I can do is I can go to Boolean operation, select object number one, which is the sphere and cylinder, and subtract, and then click on yes. There you go. So the sphere is being subtracted from the cylinder. So you can see it has made a very weird shape, but I just wanted to show you how exactly the Boolean operation looks like. Same way you can select the two objects and combine them together or intersect them together. So I want you to also test it out so you will be able to understand it in a better way. All right. Then we have joints. So joints is something which we have been talking about in the past few sessions. So we have three types of joints, which is fixed, hinge, and point to point. Fixed is basically joining two objects at a very fixed point, and they will not um, like they will not perform anything. Basically, it's a fixed joint. It's like we are gluing them together. And then there is hinge. Hinge is basically something I gave an example like a door. So I'm gonna show it to you as well, like how hinge works, so that you also get a basic idea of the same. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a box over here, resize it. Oh, that's a little too big. All right, snap it to the ground. And what I will do is I will just duplicate this by Control D, snap this duplicated one to the ground as well. I'm just going to change its color so that the duplicated one looks a little different. So I'm going to give it maybe this dark greenish. Okay, not this one. I want this one to be. Okay. Okay, let's have them of the same color only then, not a problem. What we are going to do is, first thing first, we are going to enable the physics of any one of them and make it static, because door is connected to a wall, right? So this particular one will be acting as a wall. It is going to be static in nature. and this one will be dynamic in nature. Then what we are going to do is we are going to go and select joints, go to hinge and select object number one. So I want it to be connected from the middle of this object to the middle of this one. There we go. So as you can see, it's connected, but it's uplifted. It's unbalanced. I don't want to have that. I don't want to have that unbalanced gate or unbalanced joint here. So what I can do is I can just go and click on concentric, and what it will do, it will make them make it fall in the center. Right now it is moving towards left and right side only because if I flip it, it will be joined properly, right? So this is what I just wanted to show you how tangent and these joint alignment works. So if tangent means is basically the way you connected it, it's going to be the exact same way. But if you want the connection or the joint to be in the center of both the objects. So you can just select the concentric and it will be in the center of both objects as it is shown. But let's say it has been flipped around. So I want to, when it is normal, it's been flipped around because of the connection that I did. Because what I did was I selected this side, the back end side of this particular object and the front end side of this particular object. So what I can do is I can just flip it around and there you go. There you have your gate right over here. Let's just click on guess. And what if I click on play physics? Let's see what will happen. So there is no external force that is being applied to this particular gate. So therefore, as of now, nothing will happen. But what if I do something? So let's place another square right over here. Let me move my video and let's resize it. Oops. All right, let's place it like this. Rotate it, make it go up. Go and enable its physics and make it static. Go to the 3D object library and 3D geometry library, my bad, and grab a sphere and place it right over here. Resize it as well. So I'm just gonna select it, enable this property, make it dynamic, resize it. All right, then make it go up. I'm just gonna change its mass because it's too big. So I'm just gonna make it 50 as of now, and then let's play the physics and let's see what will happen. Just a second. I need to increase the friction. Let's make it 10. Okay. I think I need to put it a little up so that it gets a force start. All right, let me just give me a second. Let me save this particular file and restart my PictoBlox. Just kindly allow me a moment. Since I'm using the one which is not being released, so it's like a testing version that I'm using. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Just give me a moment. I'm going to share my screen once again. By that time, I'm just going to move back to the Mentimeter and see how much response I have got on this particular question. So 6 of you are saying that I am good. I am going at a just right flow or just right pace. And 5 of you are stating that I'm a bit fast. All right, I will make sure that my pace is all right and it's not bad and it's not too fast. Not a problem. Okay, so I'm seeing questions. Is the Excel Studio released in PictoBlox? Yes, it is. Yes, it is completely free of cost, Rishabh. The Excel Studio is completely free of cost. You won't face any issue while using it. All right, let's just open 3D and Excel Studio once again. and I'm going to open the basics one. So I just wanted to show you if the ball will come down like the Rube Goldberg machine and it will collide into the joint that we created. Right. Then the same way we have this one, which is basically aligning the two objects. If I want to align two objects parallel to each other, perpendicular to each other, or concentric to each other, I can do that as well. It's basically aligning two objects in a way that I really want to do. And if I'm not able to achieve that using my cursor or using this particular move object option, I can just align it accordingly. All right. So this is what the libraries and joints and everything looks like. Now coming to the left hand side panels. If I can move this over here so that I can annotate. Yeah. So this over here is where you will see your scenes. So as of now, there is one scene added. You can add more scenes as well. Since I mentioned that once you start creating a Rube Goldberg machine, what you can do is you can make your ball go to one scene to another, and you can code it in a way that it looks like that it's been animated to go to one scene to another scene. So you can do that as well. Then underneath these this scenes panel over here, we have the layers in which you will be able to see all the objects that you add in that particular scene which is being selected. So you can see ground, directional light, hemisphere light, main camera, AR camera, Toby, box, and all the other objects that are added. It's right over here. Then underneath it, you will be able to see the joints. So what are all the joints that you have created in this particular scene? The list of that particular joints will be seen right over here. So if you want to add more, you can just click on plus icon, or you can directly use this option to add more joints. So yeah, and we also have two interfaces, two coding interfaces for PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. And that is, let me just stop my video and show it to you. Over here on the top right corner, you will see go to code option. Once you click on it, you can see there are two options for you. One is block-based coding and one is Python. So you can select any one of these and switch to it. Once you do go for block-based coding, you will be able to see the color-coded blocks towards the left-hand side of your screen, right over here. And the entire scene as well available here, right? So if you want to enable the physics, we can go over here and just grab this block by which the physics will be enabled. So right now you can see the ball is dropping down from the panel and then it collided with the gate. All right, since there was not a lot of force, but you can see that the gate bended towards the ball because of the friction that was applied or the force that was applied. Right. So this is what the block coding interface looks like. We have extensions available as well. So as of now, we have physics, vehicle, text recognition, machine learning environment, speech recognition, NLP, card recognition, weather data, Alexa, and more, which are available in 3D and XR Studio. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the design interface and just resolve some of your doubts. The 3D and XR Studio is an opening, says coming soon. I request you to please download the latest version by going on the website. Let me show it to you as well. So once you go on the website, you will be able to see the latest version and download it from there. All right. I'm sharing my screen once again. So just open your web browser and type download PictoBlox. Hit on the first link, which is by the Stempedia, to download the PictoBlox from the official site. And once you do so, it will take you to the Stempedia site where you can check out your device type. So if your device is Windows or Mac, you can just check it and then install the latest version, which is this one, the 8.1.0 beta version. So kindly download this version. If you're using Mac, make sure you're downloading 8.1.1 beta version DMG. If you're using Windows, make sure you download the exe file. So that's it. This is how you download the latest version. And once you do so, it will not say coming soon. No worries, Rishabh. Yes, it is completely free of cost. But once, as I said, Rishabh, you need to download the latest version. And once you download the latest version, it will be good to go. All right, I'm open to any questions if you have, guys. Let's make this session more interactive. Let's make this session more amazing. So kindly ask all the questions and I will be more than happy to answer. I'll also show you some of the parts as well. So let's say over here, if I have any object, which is for say, I will remove my video. Yeah. Let's say I have a box and a cylinder. All right. Let's resize the cylinder. Just resize it and make it move a little up and forward. Let's select our square and resize it as well. And maybe make it a little thinner. Right. So now I'll show you how exactly you can create the seesaw physics that I showed you in the last session. So these are the two objects that I added from the 3D geometry library. One is cylinder and one is square, which I shaped it as a rectangle. So I need to first rotate this particular circle or sphere in a certain angle. So I'm going to do 0, 0 and 90. There you go. So this is what it looks like. Now what I will do is I'll go to joints and I will select this particular object, which is circle. So if you point it towards this dotted part where this pink dot is coming, you can see it, the shape, the yellow shape changes from square to circle, and that will make it point to point connection. But we will select this part, which is this face of the cylinder. So if I select the face of the cylinder and select the face of this square, then only it will act like a hinge. But let's say if I select, oh my bad. I will click on no and then again go for it. And let's say if I select this point, you can see it says cylinder point. So point to point can also be taken up in hinge, but it will not act as point to point or joint type over here. So therefore, when you are creating a hinge type of joint, you have to make sure you're selecting a face of an object. So I'll select this and then I will select this. I'll just move a little towards the center. That's it. There you go. Now it is being connected together. So now you can see, but as of now, it's not in the middle. So as you can see over here, it's not in the middle. Clearly not in the middle, right? So to do that, what I will do, I will just click on concentric and flip it around and click on yes. So now you can see these two are connected with each other. I'll select them. I will make them go up like this. So this is how it will walk around. So if I click on this hinge, you can see this is what the axis of this particular joint looks like. So let's say if I'll go and select circle, go to physics and make it static. And this is already dynamic. That's good to go. And if I go over here, select a sphere, place it right over here in the air, enable its physics, make it, let's say 50 because it should be more than the blank that I added. And now if I play the physics, you will see how exactly it works. So the ball will drop down and it will rotate. Simple as that. So this is how you create your own joint. One more thing that I want to mention, and that is very easy and very, something that you need to understand while you're creating such joints. So let's say if I delete this one, just to show it to you again, grab this particular one and place it right over here so that I can show it to you. Again, go to joints, select my cylinders face and then square face or box face, then make it to concentric and then normal, sorry, flipped. So over here, you can see the axis, like at which axis it will move around. The circle one with the arrow shows at which direction or which axis it's gonna, the dotted part is the axis. The circle is so showing you the motion axis. So basically you can change the motion axis from here. So let's say if I do not want it to act like a seesaw, so I can change the axis and it will be rotating like a helicopter's, the chopper's wings, basically, helicopter's wings. So, or a fan, right? And if I change it again, it will move like this, like a swing machine or a wheel. But I want it to move like seesaw, therefore I'm going to select this one. And then if I just click on yes, it's up and ready. All right, so this is what I just wanted to show you. Another more part in detail about motions or motion axis as well as joints. Let's see, how does the Python coding work? It's quite easy. As I mentioned, right now we are in intermediate level of training. So we are going to focus more on game development with block-based coding. In the advanced one, we will be looking at how exactly we can code with the Python environment. That's not a problem. We will come to it. Can we make a scene beam PictoBlox? Yes, of course we can. Please tell me what you can't do in PictoBlox. We will make sure that we by the next update you can do that as well. So don't worry. We are of course here to cater your needs and cater your learnings. So if you feel like there is something that you really want in PictoBlox, reach out to us. Hi Vivek, in day one's program, the hinge joint between cylinder and box isn't working. The long box rotates as soon as I hit play, even before the ball falls. I'll apply physics to both. Why so? All right, let me show you. When I was practicing this joint part for the first time, when PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio was released, and when I was just, internally we were figuring out and training ourselves on the environment, this same thing happened with me as well. So that's not a problem. Let me quickly show it to you how exactly you can debug it. So as I mentioned, so over here, what you might have done, I have selected hinge. This time, let's say if I select this point, and I select, let's say this point. So this is what it will create, but this is something that I don't want to do. In this or in another case, which I wanted to show you, in this case, which I showed you, it will also rotate, it will wobble around, it will not act like a seesaw, and it will start wobbling as soon as you play physics. It happened with me as well. But as I mentioned, you need to make sure that you're selecting face. By face, I mean whenever you're placing your cursor on any object and you can see this yellow square coming up, that means your cursor is on a face of object. But if you move your cursor to these pink dots, then that square shape changes into yellow dot or yellow circle. This signifies that your cursor is on a point. When you create a joint type hinge, but you are connecting two objects point to point or point to face, it will wobble around because what you have done, you have connected one point to a face, but it will not be a case in, or it will not be the same case with every object. So you have to figure it out which type of object you are using and what type of joint you want to create. So in this case, we need to have connection between two faces of two objects. So something like I will select this middle face of my box or the square or the rectangle shape, which is right over here. You can see face of box 4. Then what I want to do, I want to select the face of my cylinder. Right now I'm selecting the face. How you can determine it? You can see the yellow square is coming up. But if I move my cursor a little towards this pink dot, it will change into yellow circle. So this is what I want, the square part. Just click on it and it's snapped together. You can also see the motion axis. It's like this. That means the motion axis is also good to go. Then if it is tangent, that means it is not in the middle. So as you can see, it's not in the middle. It's completely not in the middle. It's going a little towards the right hand side. To make it move to the center of both the objects, what I will do, just select concentric. Then if it is normal, then it will be flipped around like this. It will not work according to your needs. So what you need to do, you need to make sure that the joint alignment is also flipped around. Simple as that. Then also check the motion axis. Is the motion axis like this? That means it will rotate around like this. Even if the object is not falling, it will keep on rotating, right? So therefore, check on the motion axis also. That the motion axis is like this. Or basically this only. We have 3 motion axes. First is this one, which is the correct one. Then we have this one in which it is going like a wheel. Then we have this one in which it is going like a fan. And then we have this one in which is going to act like a seesaw. And that is what we want to do. Just click on yes. And there you have your entire part done. Then let's just test it out. If it works, we'll just play the physics. So you have to make sure that you're selecting the right type and you're selecting the correct motion axis as well, right? So that is something that you need to make sure. I hope that works. So Meryl, just do let me know if that works. If not, then I will be more than happy to provide more further assistance. How can we make a scenery in PictoBlox? Rishabh, it's very easy to do. If you want to make a 3D environment, you can do that as well. I will show you I have created multiple 3D environments. I hope you were a part of the training sessions that we did in the past 2 days. If you were not, that's not a problem. Let me quickly give you a glance of the same. So this is what I created for the second activity of car game, which we will be completing on Monday, in which we will be coding the entire car and how exactly my car will go around the city. So this is what a 3D city or the 3D scene looks like, right? And then the same way I created another city in which I added more smashable objects, less static ones. You can do that as well. So you have a lot of possibilities. You have a lot of possibilities. You can check out more examples that are already there. You can create your own 3D city as well. Right. So I'm open to more questions, open to more doubts, and I will be more than happy to help you out. Well, so yeah, please let me know. Any questions, anybody? I will be more than happy to resolve all your doubts. And I hope you all are practicing because I really, really would love to see your creations in the on YouTube or on LinkedIn. You can just tag us and we will be more than happy to reshare your creation. So let me also quickly show you the YouTube guidelines. So there are a lot of educators who are making videos for their projects, and I have to say it's lovely to see that. So I will show you how you can do that as well. So I'm going to just present the YouTube guidelines, which you need to follow while you are creating your project or while you're creating your project video. All right, let me just present my screen once again. Kindly allow me a moment. So the YouTube guidelines are also embedded on your LMS or your course. You can just go on that course and also access to the same. So this is what the YouTube content guidelines looks like. We have specifically mentioned that you need to have 3D Studio name and PictoBlox name in your YouTube video title so that it can be reached out to us. Then you can also give a nice brief description, like this is what my project looks like. We have also given an example of the same. And you can change the audience settings if you want to. If you think this particular object type or this video type is not for kids, you can do that as well. Then you can plan the video, you can make the video in such a way that its resolution is 720 pixels or higher, and make sure that it is in landscape view, or format is MP4 MOV if you're using Mac. Right. Then you can use these word clouds for better reach. That is something that we have also add. You can add word clouds, you can use hashtags, you can tag Stempedia also. So you have a lot of possibilities to have a better reach to your content that you post online. So if you're posting it on LinkedIn, if you're posting it on Facebook, just make sure that you use hashtag, make sure that you type in 3D and XR Studio as your one of your word clouds for better search results, and tag Stempedia. So you can do that, and I will be more than happy to reshare your creations. So make sure you follow these guidelines and it will be good to go. All right, and of course you have two options. One is you can make these videos public, or another one is you can make these videos unlisted. Do not make them private. I humbly request you, if you make them private, you need to add us and give us access like externally, basically. So therefore, I humbly request you not to make it private. I request you to make it unlisted. By unlisted, it means whenever you provide a link to anybody of that video, then only that video will be visible. It will not be visible on your YouTube channel as publicly, right? And if it is public, then of course anybody can watch your content that you share. So it's up to you. We don't force you to make it public, but we just request you to not make it private, right? So yeah, that is what something that you need to follow while you're posting your YouTube videos. And it is of course mandatory to follow while you're creating your caption project video, because in caption project, you have to have a YouTube video following these YouTube content guidelines. So yeah, again, this in this teacher training program also we have top performers race, and I'm more than excited to see what the outcome of that particular race will look like. I want to see all the amazing creation of yours. I want to see what more innovative or creative projects you will come up with, so that we can show off your creations and just give recognition to your hard work and dedication to this training program. So I will be, of course, sharing more details about that how exactly we will be checking out your caption project and what will be the criteria for the top performers race. So of course, as each and every training program, we mention that you need to have a course which is the course should be 100% completed. So make sure that you complete the course day by day, mark complete, submit all the assignments, submit the YouTube videos if you're creating any of the DIY projects. And the end, you will be getting a good amount of time to work on PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio and to create your capstone project and submit it. So you can do that as well. We will give you plenty amount of time, week or 10 days or 12, 15. So we will give you, think about the same, and then we will provide you a good amount of time. And we will announce that this is what the time looks like, or the time frame looks like for you all, the timeline. So just prepare your projects, submit it. And once you do, the entire team will check out those projects and select the top 10 performers, and those will be rewarded with goodies, of course. Right. So make sure you participate, make sure you go through the entire sections of each and every the course that we have added. Make sure you complete it, make sure you watch each and every session to understand every concept that is being taught in the live sessions as well, right? All right, so I'm coming back to YouTube just to check out if there is any other questions. So I have Toby and a box. How do I make Toby collide with the box when falling and not go through it? So when you have Toby and a box, what you can do is make Toby is of course dynamic. When it is falling, make the box static and will not fall through it. Just enable physics and make it static. No worries. Of course, of course. I truly believe in giving recognitions to the one who are putting a lot of hard works and dedication towards these training programs. Since we are providing these training programs that are completely free of cost, right? And of course, it's not that we are, asking your feedback. We are asking how we can improve more. So it's to provide you with the best technology and best learnings so that you can pass on that learning in your classroom to your students as well. Yes, Vivek, I followed the same steps, but the box started rotating anti-clockwise as soon as I click play. Miss Merrill, can you please join the Zoom meeting? The Zoom meeting link is there in the WhatsApp group. I request you to join in the Zoom meeting. You can share your screen and show it to me. I can also help you to resolve this particular issue. So I request you to please join in the Zoom meeting so that everybody else can also understand how exactly such issue can arise and how exactly we can cater to the same. No worries, Adam. Right, just enable the physics and make it static, then it will do the job. All right, I'm waiting for more questions. I'm waiting for more doubts. Come on, let it in. Yes, for sure. Just join the meeting. It's there in the um, WhatsApp group. Just join it and I will be more than happy to assist you. All right, so I hope everybody has downloaded the latest PictoBlox in your device. If not, I humbly request you to do so. Vivek sir, is there a video to make scenery? Yes, Rishabh, there is. The last session which I took, we have briefly explained how exactly you can create your own 3D environment. And in the previous sessions, or the previous teacher training program, we not briefly, but in a very advanced or a very detailed manner, we explained how you can create your own 3D scenery. So you can check out that as well, and then you will be good to go. So the playlist is linked right back in your LMS course. So when I log into STEMpedia, I do not get the LMS or do not get the course. Have you registered for it, Ms. Reshma? I hope you have registered. If you haven't, then please make sure that you register for this teacher training program. If you did, then you will be having the course in your My Course section. So I will show you to you as well. Just give me 1 second. I'll stop sharing and I will share again with the course right on the screen. Just allow me a moment. I'm opening and logging in. So just make sure that Rishabh, once you are using or referring to the older playlist, make sure that you are also practicing it side by side so that you can have a good hands-on on the same and you will feel very much confident about this particular training. All right, let me share my screen once again. So right over here, as you can see, under the My Courses option, you will see the course right over here, which is 3D and XR's Intermediate Teacher Training. And if you click on it, you will be redirected to the course. So as you can see, everything is here, welcome note and all. In the prerequisites, we have added the link to the previous training program. So you can see the playlist link is right over here. If you just click on it, you will be more than you will be provided more like the entire playlist, and that will help you to understand these basic concepts in depth. Right. And then of course the pre-server link is also there. So make sure that you fill that if you haven't. Okay. So I'm just waiting for more questions. If you have any, I will be more than happy to assist further. Can I use 3D and XR for Codeva 6.0? Anil, you can, but you have to make sure that the project is running under one of the themes. What is LMS? LMS is Learning Management System, the course. Rishabh, can I know, are you a teacher or a student? So, like, have you been a part of this training program, like any of the training program in like that the previous training programs that we organized, or this is your first one? I will be more than happy to, of course, help you out in any way further if possible. Right. We have Nusrafat Shah joined us on Zoom. Do you have any question, or is there any way that I can help you out? Cool, thanks.
Hi,
Yeah, yeah,
this is Mr. Shah.
yeah, you're audible.
Uh, Actually, the the course is not appearing on the page
Okay, so
website.
can you share your email ID? Just drop your email ID in the Zoom chat box. I will get it checked by my team.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Others also, I request you if the course is not visible and you have registered, kindly drop your email address to me personally. If not, we can put it down in the WhatsApp group. I request you do not share it here on the live chat box. Just share it on the WhatsApp group or DM it to me personally. All right, I will get it checked and I will let you know. All right, I have shared your email address with my team and they will get back to you. All right, okay. I'm a student on. Okay, so Rishabh, this particular training program is aligned for teachers, but that's not a problem. You can watch the live sessions, but this is a teacher training. So kindly make sure that you, of course, we won't stop you from learning. Of course, learning is open to everybody. So feel free to learn, feel free to explore. We get your doubts resolved in the doubt session. You can join in each and every session. I will be more than happy to have you, but this particular training program is designed for teachers. So my pace, my way of teaching will be not like teaching students. It will be more like teaching teachers or my fellow colleagues. So just kindly cope up with that. Right? Okay. So any other questions, anybody, or we are good to go? If you do not have any other questions or any doubts, just give me a thumbs up and we will see you in the next session. The next session will be at the same place, same time, but it will be on Monday. So make sure you join, make sure that you complete the 3D game, the 3D Car City environment, and make sure that you complete your Rube Goldberg machine with the entire structural reinforcement, beautification, AR camera animation, and just post it uh, online and just share it with us. All right, so I think we are good to go then. If there are no other questions, thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. If you feel like there is something that you still want to get resolved afterwards, feel free to drop your doubts in the WhatsApp group. Me, my entire team is there, and we will be more than happy to provide you further assistance. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Hello, Vivek.